think it's Metal Foes. And Jobe, honestly, I'm gonna say is.
I think he's playing Blue Eyes.
You think it's Blue Eyes?
No, he's playing Mermails. He's playing Mermails.
Mermaids?
Mermails. He's playing Christian's deck. Okay. How did... I think Jobe has some very deceiving sleeves on the side.
It's very interesting sleeves on the side.
So we're looking at the metaphors. He did a painful decision. Interesting. He has an Archfiend Eccentric. He's debating about the scale. He's popping the Eccentric. Okay, so Joe opened up pretty not good.
Jobe? Oh.
Yeah. I think he has Molten Glacia in hand with like 2 marksmans or something. Is it 2 marksmans? Oh, so he pendulum summoned the Archfiend and set 3 back row. I'm not so sure. I don't know how I feel about that. Instant fusion. The thing is, Chad has a warning, and one of the set cards is a warning. So he has to choose very Twin Twister targets. And these 2. Hit the warning and he hit the counter. Is he gonna do? Oh, he cannot chain counter effect.
No.
Cannot chain to the counter. Jobe's hand is pretty bad after that, though. I like how he spread out his extra deck in that kind of order. I just don't know what the play is. Wow. Swinging. With the marksman, maybe. And yet another counter. Counter special.
Remember what I told you earlier about those counters?
Yeah.
They're really easy to get.
And then they kind of recycle. They kind of pay for themselves when they're
Correct.
engraved. So you essentially plus off them.
Correct. That's why I think it's such a good deck. Because those counters are really good.
Because the thing is,
and the cards, it's like the entire deck recycles.
the really problem is like you're given the choice to either Twin Twister the scales or the counters. Because if you Twin Twister the counters, most Metalfoe players already did the pop stuff, you know what I mean? So they can still banish and add whatever the hell they need, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why he did both back row. I think it's all personal preference. My personal preference is I always try to hit one scale, and then I hit the other one, and then I just hope that they draw the same scale rather than drawing the high or low that they needed.
Yeah.
But there's no way I would have left him with scales. There's just no way.
Oh, he's using the effect to pop. He's gonna set probably another counter. Yep, gets another counter. He just passed turn. Pendulum 2 and then pass turn. Yeah, he can use both banish effects. Yes, that's correct. Interesting. If you're okay, Jobe's really thinking, because Jobe's hand is really bad. Like honestly, you shouldn't be on turn 3 with Mermills. Should be either the OTK, or the OTK. Think Pendulum 2. He has a Okay, so I think I'm not sure if Jobe runs a 5 tuner. Do you think Jobe runs a 5 tuner? Let's see. What does he top deck? He top deck something. I don't think it was good based on the facial expression. You can see there's something very cool about the difference between like Hearthstone and Yu-Gi-Oh! I've noticed. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh! You can see the very fast nervousness. Like right now, Jobe just did a very quick hand movement, showing that he really does not have anything. He's looking at him, shaking his head, looking in despair. It's very, very interesting, and especially with the hand on the forehand.
I think he just literally passed.
Yep. It's see, and how he went past like that shows that he really has nothing, and that that Chad should not be scared of that back row.
Correct.
Because it's nothing relevant. I honestly think Chad can kill him.
Now, I will tell you this though. I've noticed certain players, like especially Malik, in my opinion. I've noticed that certain players they will do all that as a bluff. Like I've seen Malik sometimes, like he's got like a soul charge in hand and something else, and he's just like, and he's shaking his head like, what do I do? Like, I got nothing. And then he may just pass turn or something, and then he strikes somebody, or he gets people to play into his bluff.
The thing is with Jobe though, he's actually a really honest player. And even though he wants to think he's pretty good at sneaky giving, but he's actually really easy to read, which is, no offense, why I think he differs from many players on his team, based on how it's really easy to read him as a player.
Interesting.
And
right now we're gonna go for game.
Yeah, unless he gets that drowning. Battle Fader?
Yeah. Dude, if another person's playing Battle Fader today.
Gramples. Alright.
Alright, so GG?
GG and the Neptibus. Oh. That was a swift. I mean,
that was literally 11 minutes.
I feel bad. Like, because Jobe honestly really wants to become a really good player. And and I've been hearing and been talking to him. And he's been talking about in the community that he wants to form a team and become like one of the best reputable, players with his team. And it requires a lot of practice and stuff. And I honestly, he doesn't playtest as much as Oscar does, but him as himself, I do notice that he actually tries a very huge or actual immense amount of trying.
I agree. He does try a lot. He tries really a lot.
I'm not sure what he's kind of lacking. I'm not sure if it's like, because sometimes I do notice when I play against him, he does misplay at times. Like, he should have gamed me many times, but he does not catch the games. It's very, very, very interesting with Jobe.
I don't know. I don't know what it could possibly be. I know that, like you said, there's certain players that just do certain things. Sometimes I think Jobe's one of those people that he's not okay with, like, he wants the best deck, and if he has just an average deck, he's upset, and he's like, I just need a better deck. One thing I've always said this, and nobody ever did it until Oscar Velez. Everybody I always saw, like, I used to preach to Chris Gallardo all the time. I was like, I don't understand why people play the same deck over and over and over again, or why they don't, play one deck and then like learn all the meta decks.
Yeah.
And with Oscar Velez, like, if you notice, like, because then like, I know if I play Tamir, I know what he's playing. I know.
He always plays BA or something.
He always plays BA. And so with Oscar, is like, what's he going to play? Is he playing Blue Eyes today? Is he playing, he was telling me he wants Mermails.
Yeah.
But he plays Blue Eyes, he plays the PK Fire, he plays the BA Infernoids, he's played the now he's playing Metal Foes. He's played he used to play the EDM. He plays all of them. So it's like when you play all those decks, I feel like you're at a significant advantage because you know what those decks are probably going to do.
Yeah.
Like you play Hearthstone a lot, so like I would say it's similar in the fact of like you'll know like if you've played Zoo, or you'll know if you've played X deck, or
Yeah.
like you'll know now when you play against somebody, you start to see what they're doing, and
what
you're
they're
like,
playing and what
you're like, oh, they're playing this. Okay, so now I'm ready for this move, this strategy, this whatever. And so I think it comes to your advantage. So when you talk about Jobe, I feel like Jobe plays whatever he's told is best deck.
Mhm.
And if he's told his best deck because Metal Foes wins ARG,
Yeah.
he goes with it. Chris White says, play my Mermails. It's best deck right now. He'll play Mermails, and that, in my opinion, is part of his mentality and downfall, in my opinion, because he can. I think he's a good player. I just think that he needs to play what he likes, what his style is. Like I can't tell you what Jobe's style is. Like I can tell you what certain people's styles are. And you know what your style is. I know what my style is. And I can't tell you what his is. I know Chad.
I know Chad's a very cautious player.
Chad's cautious, and Chad. I think Chad can be really good. He surprised me one day when he came in with Cleaforts, and it was like nobody plays Cleaforts anymore, and he was playing it, and he was doing a really good job with it, and and I told him he did a good job, and then Oscar's been helping him out a lot with his Metal Foes, and now he plays that, and he just
What I noticed is when you like Jobe, he's really when you don't. I was going back on the topic where you said you have to know the meta decks. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, once you play, like obviously like not everyone can just go buy every single meta deck. You know what I mean? So that's where the very big idea of the online aspect comes from, where if you play the deck online, if you play all the meta decks online, then you know the exact ruling for it. You know when people are sneaky gibbing you. You know when actually there's real plays and etc. That's what I did when I was around Monarch format. That's when I knew, like, I'm like, okay, I know when people could Stormforth, and I knew when people could not go into the extra deck, like, with under return, under march, and etc. like that. Where it's very, 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 like, key things. Cause, believe it or not, not everyone in this game is actually a clean player, and it's very interesting to catch people when they're trying to do something that's not correct.
I think a majority of the players that are good or claim to be good cheat. 100%.
100.
And that's why, like, I was so, like, shocked when I got Oscar DQ'd, when they pulled me to the side, and I was like, believe me, man.
I don't know what's going on.
I was like, well, that, and I was like, and I am so against cheating. There's no way that I would ever do that, like, because it's not gonna make Oscar better.
Yeah.
Oscar's not gonna go win a YCS. Oscar's not gonna win a regionals. Oscar's not gonna win anything being a cheater. He's just not. Or I mean, with me helping him win, he has to be good.
Yeah.
And God, I can't wait to send that letter to Konami.
You have to send a letter to Konami?
I'm sending a 2-page letter to them. Well, it's like a page and 3/4 about me complaining about the fact that they gave so many first-round losses to the players here, because the 215 was shut down, and I talk about the Oscar Velez thing. I talk about, like, there's a bunch of stuff I talked about.
Jobe should be at 7,000.
Because the instant fusion?
Yeah. If he tributes Megalo and attacks twice, that's like 56. I don't think Honor Art can attack the turn. It does that?
I think it can.
Because I know one of them, like, Big Eye is the one that can attack.
Yeah, I don't think Big Eye can.
Big Eye cannot attack. One of them cannot attack, I know that. So. It was revealed to summon. He's doing it again, twice. Okay, at this point, I'm pretty sure Chad's dead. Chad should be dead. Because this can attack twice. That can attack. Wait. Chad just forgot that he maxied.
Yeah.
Attack twice. Boom, boom, dead. Boom. When you declare an attack, boom.
It
Game.
is.
That's
Yeah.
game. It should be game.
Yeah, and by the way, it is Big Eye.
Big Eye's the one that can attack.
So we had it right.
Let's see. But yeah, there's the Cyber Angel Vishnu, right? It also it comes out in the new set, and it has a very odd eyes, has an odd eyes vortex-like effect. But the problem is, it requires more tributes than an average Cyber Angel monster. Do you think that's actually going to boost the archetype like at all?
No,
Yep.
I think Cyber Angels is actually gonna die.
after when ABCs and all that stuff
Yeah,
comes out.
I don't think anybody plays it anymore after that.
Interesting. So you were talking about that there's a current pattern, like where how there's an Astral Pack release and then there's a ban list released.
Yeah.
So like what cards do you think are gonna actually get hit with the current ban, like on the
Okay.
next ban list?
Well, first, so like, yeah. If you look back and you look at the Astral Packs and the OTS packs that come out,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can pull that up. No, I probably can't. There's probably no wiki for that. But if you look at the when the Astral Packs come out and the OTS packs come out, they're typically about 3 months. There's about 3 months where they come out. Typically, when those come out, not all the time, but usually like right afterwards, they have a ban list come out. So it's like when OTS Pack 2 came out, ban list came out like what was it, like a week or two later.
Yeah.
Same thing. So it has been 3 months since the last OTS Pack came out. So and it's been a month and a half since the last ban list. So either there's gonna be one of two things. Either one, they're going to come out with a ban list early, which I think can probably happen, or B, they will actually put out a they're going to put the OTS pack out later. And then the cards that I think are going to be hit, I think that Solemn Strike will finally get hit.
To 1 or
Yeah, I think it'll get to 1.
because most people play lately been reducing from 3 to 2 lately. I noticed. So if they hit it to 2, I think it'd be okay. But
I mean, it's not as bad as all the other ones. I just think that there's just a possibility that one's hit. So I'll say that, I'm not saying it is gonna or that it should get hit. I just think that, if you look at all the other Solemns, they've been hit, and if you look at it made it the last one. They made it a promo.
yeah.
And so I just think that, if you look at, there's the history of Konami, they usually do that. They hit the things that you guys are using or that you guys can finally get cheap and that's really good, and then they flood the market, and then it's like, no more, like Wavering Eyes.
Yeah.
Wavering Eyes common, okay.
Not.
And then they made it a super. I think,
Super was like
and then-
$4.40, like $4, $5.
And then they're like, nope,
Yep.
no more Wavering Eyes for you, my man. But I will tell you this: I do think that Twin Twister will be printed as a ulti rare in the next OTS pack, or it will be printed as a common.
Common or because it's been used that much often in decks.
Everybody uses it. It's the new MST, and if you look at the history, like the MSTs, there's so many different prints, and that card is still an $11 card, or $10, $11 bucks.
Yep.
And so I just think that it has a chance of being printed ulti or common.
And it's actually a very core card in not only the main deck and side decks
Yes.
for many people.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, it's really, really, really powerful. That's another one that I could think that I can see possibly, like, going to 2.
I don't know if it would get hit necessarily, but I think honestly should be maybe a common, honestly, because not everyone can afford like meta decks and stuff.
Yeah, not everybody can afford
So,
$30
yeah,
Twin Twisters.
Twin
Yeah.
Twisters. So it's so to keep the budget players intact, they can still play
Right.
Twin Twisters and etc. Me personally, I do think Vanity Emptiness may get hit on the list, just purely of not really just the lock itself, but it's just once you have like a big field and then you say flip like on your standby Emptiness, you just look at your opponent and be like, now try to play Yu-Gi-Oh with my Crystal Wing, my Dark Law, and my Emptiness, and stuff like that.
All right. And then to you, I would rebuttal with Twin Twister, my man.
Twin Twister, bro.
You know, it's
It's like it's kind of the same thing though. It's like you have to open up Twin Twister or you have to open up Regeki
yes,
just to get rid of it,
correct.
which is very problematic.
Absolutely, yeah. Unless you're
Oscar.
unless you're Tamir Brown.
Every time I do Oscar, he opens up Twin Twister.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, opening hand, bro.
Wow.
Even playing Monarchs, bro.
I like the Monarchs.
Yeah, I just need Gofus and then I can play the deck. Let's see. What do you think deserves to be in the next Astral Pack?
Deserves it?
Mm-hmm.
Twin Twister.
Twin Twister?
I think it deserves to be ultra rare. I think it'd be pretty awesome. I don't see another way that it would ever become an ulti. I mean, what was the other one we were thinking is possible ulti form?
You think any Metal Foes cards will be in there? Because considering the whole deck is like
Yes,
common.
I think some will be super, 100%. I think like Volfame and stuff like I think they're gonna be super. I think it was a Performa Power.
Radish Horse?
Yeah, Radish Horse ulti. No, no. I thought there was a. I don't know. I think. Are there any Pendulum ultis?
Pendulum. No secrets. I don't think any Olm or ulti off the top of my head. I know a lot of secrets. I know supers.
Yeah. Like I think a
Oh,
Pendulum monster.
I mean,
is
if
ulti rare.
Rebellion is like, I think an ulti in one print,
I think you might be right on that.
but that's like really. But that's an XYZ though. Oh, Adai's Pendulum Dragon. Its first print in Duelist Alliance was an ulti, and I remember that card because it was in a Cleafor format.
Uh-huh.
It was like $80, and that was like one of my few cards I actually pulled from a pack, and I was like, ooh,
That's right. So Adai's Pendulum was an ulti.
Yep.
But besides that, I don't think there's any other ulti. So I think that an ulti Pepe card would be pretty dope.
I mean,
like a Pensork ulti,
the thing is, how often?
and then they hit it in the next ban list.
How often? I haven't been seeing that many Pepe players around lately. You noticed? I mean, like the only one I know is like Joaquin, really.
Yeah, well, I know. I mean, I would say Oscar Renderos, Asala.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of the top players that still play it.
I do notice that, like, because a lot of people kind of
Like that's another one, Bumbuku.
Yeah.
Ulti. That'd be pretty dope.
Bambuku Okuti. That. You know, it's funny that people only use that engine just to search Kirin.
Yeah.
It's just like, I got 3 Bambukus. They like 8 apiece, and they're gonna search this $2 card, bro.
That's the heat.
And he's at 1.
Yeah.
funny thing
That's
is,
great.
believe it or not, here's a funny thing. Master of Strict actually hits Magiceptors really hard. Because they can't actually pendulum summon Kieran. Like, normally they can't pendulum summon Kieran.
Hmm.
They either have to tribute him, and all their spells require you to tribute.
That's true.
So it's very, very interesting.
I think Chad may have I think he's scared of getting his stuff stolen.
Well, what this monster does is it skill drains, and you can't like summon a monster above its level or something. So he's like in an awkward position. Interesting.
Can it be targeted?
It's like more like a skill drain, if you want it at best. He's just looking at the gold driver, contemplating. If he had like a lightning, maybe that would be the best. I don't know. I don't. He has a bunch of high monsters that are high leveled in the extra deck right now, so it's very. I think Jobe may have this just because of that monster. Because I don't know the optimal outs, to be honest. What do you think of the pricing of Tree Toad Totally Awesome will be?
It depends on the rarity. I mean, if it's rare, or I mean, if it's rare, like OCG, which I highly doubt. I think it's a $10 card. Also depends on how many it's printed. I think that's a very difficult question to ask. If it's secret rare, like I think it's about $50. If it's super rare, it's 25-30. What about you? What do you think?
If it's OCG, I think it's gonna be like Gamma Seal price, for like 6. If it's super, maybe like a $25 card, and if it's like secret, then like 50, 60. I'm trying to let's see. There's also like, how do you feel about like Yu-Gi-Oh from like casual player perspectives? Like, you know how Versus is known for the high quality, competitive players, and then let's say like there's a more casual player comes in and plays. How do you feel about like their aspect compared to entering your store, etc. From their perspective?
What you mean?
Like, okay, let's say Greg comes in here, right?
Yeah.
Man only plays like Chainburn,
Okay.
but then he's going against Metal Foes, Magiceptors. Like, how do you feel if you were him? Like, do you think from casual perspective he enjoys going against meta and etc., or does he just play for fun, or do you think he's actually trying to get competitive?
I don't know. I mean, that's a question for whoever that is.
Yeah.
I just know. I mean, that's a question that's hard for me to answer because I'm an extremely competitive person. I played sports in high school. I played sports after high school. My first year playing hockey downtown here in Vegas, we won the championship. Like, and we did that because I tried really hard, man. I spent good money on good skates. I was buying sticks that cost me $80 to $120. Like, I was really into it. So I'm an extremely competitive person, and I don't know. I grew up watching Dale Earnhardt and in NASCAR and hearing him say, second place is the first loser. My dad never gave me consolation shit. If I hit a home run when I was in Little League Baseball and I missed a ground ball at third base, my dad would rip me the whole way home about me missing a ground ball in third base. And I would cry and I would be upset and I would think I was a piece of crap and I'd be pissed off at my dad because I hit a home run and he didn't care. That's just the kind of guy I am. And so, but it builds character. So when I was, when I started playing at a higher level, I expected or I expected myself to have perfection and to be the best I possibly could. And it's why after high school, as I was becoming an adult and I started playing in a hardball league in baseball, I said to myself one day I was driving home, I was like, I suck. I'm really bad. I need to stop playing baseball, or I need to try harder. And so I would show up like 3 hours before the baseball game, and I would run laps around the field by myself, and I would throw the baseball against the wall, and I would like have myself like, get these ground balls, and I tried really, really hard. And so when it comes to casual players playing at a more competitive store or playing against competitive players in general, I would say like you have to just expect that and understand that you're playing against a higher level player because they invested in that. If I spend $500 on a deck and you spend $100 on the deck, do you have a chance at winning? Sure, but are the chances high? Not at all.
No.
I would bring up when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, the second deck I ever had with the Senju deck I was talking about earlier, Morgan Nish was like the best Necross player like coming into town.
Yeah.
And this guy would wreck me like almost all the time. But I started like just teching cards to play against him. Like I would play the Fossil Dyna. I would play I would main deck cards to go against Necross. Mm-hmm. I had the Phoenix Chains. I had everything anti-meta to make sure I could win. And you know what? And I beat him occasionally. And I started beating him, more and more because of that. So, I mean, if I was playing a Chain Burn or something like that, I mean, you just have to go in it knowing I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah.
And expect an ass whooping, unfortunately.
And expect an ass whooping.
Because that's just the way it's probably going to go, because you're playing somebody that's invested a lot more money in the game. Look, practice will take you only so far. You're still going to, it's just like when I played hockey, like I can only get so good with these shitty skates. I have to buy better skates. Mm-hmm. So one day I bought $350 skates because I needed better skates. And man, were those some good skates.
Did you skate on the ice real nice?
Yeah. But it's like, so it's like in this, like if you want to be good, I mean, like right now, Metal Foes is it's kind of like I got so upset when I would see like casual players or players complaining that it was hard to be competitive.
Yeah.
And they're
the whole deck is like common.
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking when Monarchs were around, they're coming in spending $20, $30 like every week trying to buy like cards to make their deck better, and it's like, why are you wasting your money? Mm-hmm. Go to Target or go somewhere and buy Monarch structure decks. Come back to me. Get yourself a couple more Monarch cards that you need just to make it better.
Yeah, like a test.
And you're competitive.
Literally, it was so it's like $30 win worlds.
Yeah, it's like right here. Like right here, you have Metal Foes that you can literally pick up a core for like $10, $15 if somebody's juicing you. And
then you have Jobe who's playing Mermails, which is like really like at least
hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got to put cards in there that are good, but Konami just helped you. And Konami was like, hey, here you go. I'm going to give you some strikes and a Megatin. As a freaking, like, easy-to-get card now. I'm going to give you Ghost Ogres. You know what those Ghost Ogres are going to be? Oh, we're just going to make them promos. What?
And they're like 2/3s.
Yeah, I'm going to give you Archfiend Eccentrics in there. I'm going to give you, like, everything.
Archfiend Eccentric common, too, in structure deck.
Right, so you literally, $50. You rocking Metal Foes, my man. $50. You got a competitive deck. And then I see players, I'm not going to mention any names, posting in Yu-Gi-Oh groups, I want to build this deck, 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 I want to build this deck. And it's like, why?
It's best to just stick with one deck and just master the deck.
You have to get good with that deck.
That's why, like, in Hearthstone, I'm really good with Shaman. Like, that's probably my most confident class. Like, I think I could honestly scrape anyone, like, with Shaman.
Yeah.
like even pro players. So when I play like Shaman, it's a very very like interesting deck. So and it's like honestly in Hearthstone, it's like you spend $500, you have every single meta deck. But the thing is, I played every single meta deck. I know how every meta deck works, but I kept practicing the most with Shaman, because most of my friends who are pros, like legitimate pros, they play Shaman, and that's why I just mastered Shaman, because the practice I learned was all Shaman players, and I just learned from Shaman. That's practically my story for Hearthstone.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and so it's like you bringing that up. It's the same thing. It's like you can. You can. I don't know. You can be good. You just have to like just go with like it's common sense. Common sense right now. If you're a budget player, go buy Metal Foes. Don't buy anything else. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't get Metal Foes. Get good. And that's that. Like there's this guy right now. His name's Eddie Garcia.
Yeah.
Nobody in this town, no offense to Eddie, nobody in this town knows who the fuck this man is. He topped the other day because he has Metal Foes. And now he's coming here, instead of coming here like once a week like he was, this man comes here like 3 times a week. Because he's got Metal Foes. And it didn't cost him anything. And he's having fun. Like that's where I think you can have fun.
Yeah.
You have fun by playing and winning. If you play and you lose all the time, you can't be having fun. You just can't. I mean, maybe you can. I mean, I guess it's wrong for me to judge everybody, but I just don't think you. I find it's very slim to play and lose all the time.
And then enjoy that you're losing.
Right. I mean,
because you're. No offense, but you're not only wasting $5 just to enter a tournament knowing that you're gonna lose, but then you also have a deck that's not even working correctly toward the people you're dueling against, and every week you go to the store and you're gonna lose all the time, right? It's like what's your point of actually going?
What's the point of going?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I mean, that's why. Guess what I'm playing?
Metal
Foes. I'm playing it. And I'm going to learn it. And I'm going to try to be good. And I suck. But I know I suck. And I say I suck. And that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get better. We totally just missed that.
He big-eyed his big eye.
Oh, yeah?
That's what happened. He big-eyed his big eye to get big eye.
So Jobe won?
I'm pretty sure... I'm pretty sure. I just know there was a big eye that big-eyed another big eye.
Chad. Who won? Chad wins. So.
I'm pretty sure Chad just 2-0'd him.
Yes, he did. 2-0. But there's, like I was saying at the beginning, like, if you look at Chad, like.
He's come from a long way.
I don't want to say he's a budget player, but he's a kid that goes to school.
Yeah.
He's on allowance money most likely, and the man is doing well today, and he has a chance at topping, and he's playing Metal Foes. I feel like Konami's doing everybody or I won't say everybody. I'll say the casual players a huge service in helping them be competitive with budget decks. Look, ABC Dragons are coming out.
Yeah,
right?
in a structure deck.
Yeah, in a structure deck. So, what else do you need for that?
You just need Photon Thrashes, which is like $5.
Photon Thrashes, wow. $5, everybody. So you're going to be able to play ABCs, who everybody thinks is going to be the best deck. Ooh, the power rank #1 player is going to be playing. Who says that he's going to be main decking that?
I'm going to be playing that.
So that tells you what, everybody. Again, you can be competitive on a budget.